Hello, my name's Layla and I'm just waiting for some people to join us. So I'm just going to wait a little bit longer. I'm going to be presenting a story for WoWFEST. And I'm just going to wait a little bit longer for some more people to arrive. My name's Layla Chevy and I'm from Travel Companions Theatre Company. And today I'm going to be telling a story for WoWFEST. All these stories are free, but you can donate. All donations will go to fans supporting food banks, Liverpool Domestic Abuse Services and to Writing on the Wall. Now this story today is going to be interactive, which means you can join in, and I'm sure through the magic of theatre I'll be able to hear you, but you can also write in the comments section and I'll also be able to see your comments. So we'll just wait for a couple more people to arrive and then we'll get going. Right. So today the story I'm going to tell is one of my favourite stories and it's called Remember, Remember. I'm really excited to tell you this story and I've got some props and costumes to help me along the way. There's a couple of characters you're going to meet in this story and the first character is Spig. Now you'll know when I'm Spig because I'll be wearing this. Whoop, ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Hello, my name's Spig and I am the greatest storyteller in all of the land. Well, I was until this. And now I've forgotten all my stories. And I've got no one to tell them to anyway. That was Spig. Spig has been locked away in a small cell where there is no colour and imagination is forbidden, which means you're not allowed to use it. Now, the second character you're going to meet is Regiment, the Grand Master Timekeeper. And you'll know when regiments come in because you'll hear the ticking of a clock. And I'll be wearing this. My name's Regiment and I am the Grand Master Timekeeper. Imagination is forbidden. Oh, he's not very nice. Oh. Now we've met our characters, I think it's time to start. Children, yes, you have been imprisoned for time wasting in the first degree. Charges include picking your nose, scoffing sweets, and the most dangerous crime of all, using your imaginations. For this act, you will pay. So that's why you've been locked up in here, using your imaginations. It's forbidden, which means you're not allowed to use it. But it wasn't always like this. I would travel over rainbows and people would come from far and wide to listen to my stories. I'd have shiny shoes with silver buckles, silky ribbons in my hair, add the finishing touches, ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Oh, it's no use. I've forgotten all my stories. And there's no one to tell them to anyway. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, you could be my audience. Oh, do you think you could? Would you be my audience? Oh, right. Okay, I'm going to tell a story. Right, how to start a story. Oh, how to start a story. Oh, everyone knows how to start a story, don't they? Oh, will you help me? How do you start a story? How to start a story. That's it. Once upon a time. Right. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Once upon a time, there was a speckled frog who lived in a wicked castle filled with ginger eggs And one day, Goldie Dumpty went into the woods to chop down 7 wolves, but then Little Red Riding Grandma... Oh, I'm getting it all wrong, aren't I? Oh, quick everybody, that's Regiment, the Grandmaster Timekeeper. We have to do everything he says. Okay, everybody, on your feet. Regiment says, count the hairs on your head. Quick everybody, count the hairs on your head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Regiment says, count the dust in the air. Oh, okay, everyone count the dust in the air. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. Regiment says, scrub the floor. Scrub the floor, everyone. Shh, 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 shh. Regiment says, brush your teeth. Oh, brush your teeth. Shh, 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 shh. Regiment says, sit down. Regiment says, touch your nose with the tip of your tongue. Oh. Regiment says, fold your arms. Unsatisfactory all. Must try harder. That was Regiment, the Grandmaster Timekeeper. And we have to do everything he says. And now it's zip it time, which means you've got to sit here. You can't think. You can't speak. You can't even scratch your nose. Oh, it's no use. I can't stop thinking about the stories I used to tell. I can feel them bubbling away. Oh, bubbling away like the cheese on a bowl of curly-whirly spaghetti. Oh, that's it. Spaghetti always helps me think. Right, let's imagine a bowl of curly-whirly spaghetti. Can you say that? Can you say curly-whirly spaghetti? Right. Okay, what do we need on our spaghetti to make it even more delicious? Have you got any ideas? What should we put on our spaghetti? Oh, yes! Let's put some cheese on. Okay, everybody, grate your cheese on. Right, anything else? What should we put on our spaghetti? Oh, that's a good one. Tomato sauce. Get your bottle and... Oh, yes! Meatballs! My favourite. Let's roll your meatballs, roll them up and throw them on. Right, I think our spaghetti is just about ready to eat. So let's get our fork and stick it in and let's twirl it round, that's it. Keep it going and open your mouth nice and wide. Oh, hang on a minute, it's a bit hot. Let's give it a blow. And open your mouth. Hang on a minute, you've all got a little bit of spaghetti dangling down. You need to suck it up. And let's chew it. Hang on a minute. My arms have gone all curly-whirly. Oh, and my head's gone curly-whirly. Has yours? Oh no, my legs are going curly-whirly now. Okay, everybody, let's grab that spaghetti and let's make it as wide as a house. Let's stretch it as wide as a house and as small as a mouse. Squeak, 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 squeak. As round as a ball. A bouncing ball. Boing, boing, boing. Oh, as tall as a tree in a deep, dark wood. Oh, a deep, dark wood. Oh, I'm remembering. Oh, an enchanted castle. Oh, there's a red staircase and a clock right in the middle. Oh, and it's gold. Everything in the room's made of gold. And there's lots of fine people. And they're all dancing. And you're there too. Oh, and there's some not so fine people there too.
Did you see her face when I ripped up her invitation to the ball?
Well, she better have swept it up or there'll be trouble.
Do you like my hair? I've had it done professionally.
Well, they didn't do a very good job, did they? Do you like my shoes? They're encrusted with real diamonds.
It's a shame your feet are so fat and ugly.
Be quiet, marshmallow brain.
Oh, button it, noodle head.
Cork it, pudding face.
Zip it, custard bum. Oh, can you hear that? Oh, our dress is turning to rags. Oh no, it's regiment's drill. Regiment is furious. Stories are pointless. For this act, you will pay. Regiment says, count the hairs on your head.
Everybody, count the hairs on your head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Regiment says, count the dust in the air.
Quick, everyone, count the dust in the air. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Regiment says, scrub the floor. Regiment says, brush your teeth. Regiment says, sit down. Regiment says, touch your nose with the tip of your tongue. Regiment says, fold your arms. Feel yourself drifting into a deep slumber. I have no dreams, and nor shall you. Remember, you no longer have an imagination.
But they didn't fall asleep. Spig and her new friends carried on remembering their stories and nursery rhymes. Do you know any nursery rhymes? What are your favourites? Oh, yes, that's a good one. Humpty Dumpty. Let's do it all together. Are you ready? Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. All this remembering made Spig very happy. I'm going to tell another one. Right, okay, I'm going to need your help again. How do I start a story? Oh, how to start a story. Oh, you told me. That's it. Once upon a time. Once upon a time, there was a little girl called Little Red Riding Hood. And one day she went into the forest to fetch her grandma some cake. Oh, daffodils. Oh, but I mustn't stray from the path. Oh, but they are Grandma's favourite, and it's only one step. Before long, Little Red had strayed from the path.
Hello, Little Red. And where are you off to on this fine morn?
I'm off to see my grandma. Her cottage stands at the edge of the forest, just after the 3 large oak trees.
Oh, well, I love to stay and chat, Little Red. But the woods can be dangerous, you know. You must be off. Ta-ta! Ha-ha! What a tender young creature this is. Much tastier than her grandma. Oh well, may as well gobble them both up.
Oh, Grandma, what big eyes you have.
All the better to see you with, my dear.
Oh, Grandma, what big ears you have.
all the better to hear you with, my dear.
Oh, Grandma, what big teeth you have.
All the better to eat you with.
Little Red ran away screaming and she realised she had been tricked. Luckily, a woodcutter comes to the rescue and saves Little Red and her grandma. And they all lived happily. They all lived happily ever after. Oh, yes, we did it! We told a whole story. Regiment was not happy at all, and he said that because of this, he would keep them all in their grey cells forever. Spig started to cry. I just don't understand. How can one man be so cruel? How can one man be so cruel? Once upon a time, there was a little boy who lived with his grandfather in an old house filled top to toe with every type of ticking clock you can imagine. And so precious were these clocks that there wasn't enough room in the house for books or toys or laughter. And the only time the grandfather would notice the little boy was when he would help him with the winding of his many clocks. Tickety-tick, tickety-tock, no time to play, mustn't stop. Idle dreaming wastes away the precious seconds of the day. The little boy wasn't even allowed to play with the children who lived nearby. He used to sit at his window and dream about what it would be like to join in with one of their many games. Now, the only escape the boy had from the ticking of the clocks was an old book which he kept secret from his grandfather, allowing him to venture into magical lands filled with dragons' dens, unicorns, and funny little elves. One grey, cold, dreary day, the little boy had wrapped himself up in front of the fire and was lost in the pages of his beloved book, imagining beautiful glass slippers and witches' bony fingers, gold cascading hair, wolves crunching on limbs, when suddenly he heard fee-fi-fo-fum, and towering above him was the grey shadow of his furious grandfather. He slammed the book shut, but the grandfather snatched the book and threw it into the burning fire. The little boy stared in horror at the burning pages of his beloved book. And as the last speck turned into grey ash, a gust of wind blew down the chimney. And that very same speck of ash floated and settled into one of his eyes. The little boy blinked away his tears, and when he opened his eyes, the world around him was dull and grey. Now, here's where the story takes an unusual twist. Spig could hear the sound of crying coming from somewhere. Regiment had been listening the whole time, and the story had made him cry. What happened to the little boy? I need to know the ending. Well, why don't you finish the story? I think you know better than anybody. But I can't. How can I? I don't have an imagination. Oh, of course Regiment had an imagination. Everybody does. He'd just forgotten how to use it. Right, I think this is where we're going to need your help again. Will you all help Regiment use his imagination? Oh, you will? Okay, right, everybody, close your eyes and send us your imagination over here. That's it, really tight, and send your imagination. Okay, here goes. A grey square. Oh no. A great big grey box. Oh, look
look inside the box. Oh, there's a clock. Oh, it's a grandfather clock. Oh, there's a mouse. It's running up the clock. Oh, it's tickling me. Oh, I did it. I used my imagination. Okay, everyone, keep sending your powers. Close them eyes really tight. Send your powers over. There's a little boy, and he's sitting in a room full of clocks. Oh, a grey square. Oh, a great big grey box. Oh no. Oh, there's a clock. A grandfather clock. And there's a little mouse running up the clock. Oh, it's tickling me. Oh, it worked. Right, everybody, you're going to need to keep using your imaginations. That's it. Close your eyes. Send them to us. There's a little boy sitting in a room full of clocks. Everything he sees is grey. Everything he touches with is grey. Until he meets Spig and some funny little elves who, with a pinch of courage and a touch of magic, help him see clearly once more. What can you see, Reggie? I can see pink, and green, and gold, and all the colours of the rainbow. I did it! I used my imagination. Oh, the world is so beautiful. Spig did it. With your help, you have made Regiment see that he had been wrong. Slowly, his imagination got stronger and he started to smile more and more. And I'm sure you'll be happy to know that you too are free to go and use your imaginations to your heart's content. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. And they all lived, I think you can join in with this, they all lived happily ever after. The end. Well, thank you so much for joining us today for that story. Sorry about the technical difficulty there. I'm not quite sure what happened. I think it was all that imagination power sending us this way. So just a quick reminder that all these stories are free and it's for the Writing on the Wall Festival WoWFEST. If you would like to make a donation, all the donations go towards fans supporting food banks, Liverpool Domestic Abuse Services and Writing on the Wall. Well, have a lovely day everyone and thank you for watching. Bye bye.